Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
The storms that hit Metro Detroit Thursday weren't here long, but they are having a lasting effect on some folks who are still waiting for the power to be restored. Glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 5. I'm Devin Skillian.
And I'm Kimberly Gill. According to DTE, just under 50,000 customers are dealing with power outages. Last night there were 90,000 people, so there is a little bit of progress, but still a lot of work to do. Megan Woods joins us live from Detroit. Megan, the storm left physical damage. It's also hitting some people in the pocketbook, too.
Kimberly, we're now hitting that 24-hour mark for those who had lost power during this storm. We spoke to DTE, who says they are doing all that they can, having crews from Kentucky and Indiana here to help get that power restored. There was the intense rain, hail, and 60-mile-per-hour winds, and now power outages across southeast Michigan.
90,000 as of yesterday. We got 30,000 back today. We got a lot of crews on property and a lot of crews coming from out of state. We expect to get 80% of the remaining customers back today and then the last 20% tomorrow.
DTE prioritizes down power lines and any hospitals or fire and police station outages. Then,
and we start, the most customers out on a circuit go first. The last few customers out on a circuit go last.
In the meantime, businesses like Hook Fish and Chicken on Dexter Avenue in Detroit,
fortunately, this hits on a really busy, hot weekend,
are losing money and product.
We had to throw away about 20%. That's what we couldn't save. We were only able to ice what was really still frozen, and anything fresh really had to go. All the salads, all the ice cream. We threw away about 400 pounds of ice cream. That was very unfortunate.
What they could save, they took to their other location on Finkel that does have power. And now they just hope for the best.
Well, there's nothing you can do. DTE is working hard, and they've been keeping us updated. So still hopeful that it'll come back on tonight so I can put everything back in and open tomorrow, but might be closed till Sunday.
In the next hour, tonight at 6, we hear about this incredible story of a family being able to get out an SUV after a tree fell on them while they were still inside. So that's coming up in the next hour. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
We'll talk to you then. Thank you.
So that's all cleared out, and now we head toward the weekend. What's coming?
Let's hopefully it's a lot less eventful. Let's check in with Kim Adams.
It is. In fact, it's a great night to get down to the ballpark. A perfect summer evening at Comerica Park. 6 o'clock tonight, 81 degrees. Just a couple of fair weather clouds, otherwise sunshine. 79 at 7 o'clock. And by 9, we're in the low to mid 70s. Right now it's 79 in Mount Clemens. Certainly a different story than it was 24 hours ago in Port Huron. 78 in Pontiac, 81 out at Metro. Couple puffy fair weather clouds. Otherwise, it's just a gorgeous night here. Tomorrow we'll get some sunshine. Partly cloudy skies by 4 o'clock. Isolated shower. Not everyone sees rain this weekend, but there could be a couple popping up here and there. So I'll time those out for you coming up.
All right, Kim. The Oxford school shooter's guilty plea spared the community a trial, but next week the case is still going to play out in an Oakland County courtroom as part of Ethan Crumley's sentencing. As Rod Maloney tells us tonight, a new law will govern whether Crumley will ever have a life outside prison or die there.
The U.S. Supreme Court and the Michigan Supreme Court have both ruled that life without possibility of parole for a teenager is unconstitutional, unless it is an extremely rare case. And that is precisely what the prosecution is saying about Ethan Crumley in his murder for the Oxford school shooting. It's called a Miller hearing, coming with a high bar to prove Crumley represents what the courts call irreparable corruption. The Oakland County Prosecutor's Office spelled out precisely why in the flurry of pleadings in the days before the hearing, saying, quote, "This defendant, knowing he would spend the rest of his life in prison, made a conscious decision to surrender to police instead of killing himself because he wanted to see the aftermath of the shooting and his victim's suffering." For Judge Kwame Rowe, it is a tough case, says attorney Neil Rockheim.
As far as he knows, other than the plea and the facts that Ethan Crumley offered during the plea-taking process, there have been no facts offered in the case. He's essentially saying that he knows nothing, that he doesn't know anything about the facts or about Ethan Crumley's state of mind.
He must consider chronological age, whether Crumley appreciated the risks and consequences of his actions, his family or peer pressure, home life, and the possibility of rehabilitation. And the defense asked the judge not to allow security videos of the shooting, pictures of the victims' bodies, and even eyewitnesses, saying it's all irrelevant. The judge said no to all of that. Still, the defense will keep trying to say,
look, this is just a kid. Let's treat him like a kid. Let's not have him dressed in prison clothes. Let's have him dressed in street clothes. And the state isn't offering any evidence of a predictive nature. They're just trying to overwhelm you, Judge, with shock and awe.
Judge Rowe also ruled that Crumley will be wearing his jail jumper. Ethan Crumley's Miller hearing is now scheduled for July 27th next week. It's likely to take several days. In Pontiac, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod, the pleadings in the case also revealed a new bit of information. Crumley somehow bypassed jail security with an inmate iPad and visited graphic, violent websites he visited prior to the shooting. Prosecutors say those facts call into question whether Crumley can ever be rehabilitated.
A once neglected business district on Detroit's east side is seeing some significant signs of development right now.
And neighbors around East Warren between 3 Mile and Cadju say the transformation is long overdue. Damon Fernandez here now to explain what's behind some of that momentum. Damon.
Yeah, hey there, Devin. East Warren is one of several areas the Detroit mayor's office has appointed a new city staffer to oversee as part of a focus on neighborhood economic development. Well, this afternoon I met up with her and some community members who told me they've been hungry for this type of change. Along Detroit's East Warren Avenue, you'll find some buildings that have surely seen better days. And between 3 Mile and Cadju,
we're super excited. We're seeing lots of new development investments.
There are signs of positive change. New construction is in place, old buildings are being restored, and new streetscapes are coming in.
This is what it takes to spark a commercial corridor. The streetscape is the city's investment to help bring back life to the corridor. Amanda Elias is the new staffer the Detroit mayor's office has appointed to oversee neighborhood economic development in communities like this. She's helping local businesses and developers navigate the revitalization process as part of the city's strategic neighborhood fund.
I'm really excited. This transformation means a lot to the community. Start here with the structural installation.
Edward Carrington is among local developers working with Elias in the city on projects along East Warren.
We're actually converting an old one-story bank into a 3-story mixed-use facility.
Plans for this micro-corridor include new parking, landscaping, and bike lanes. Neighbors say they're excited about 9 new walkable businesses that'll open up along East Warren this year, including a bookstore, coffee shop, cafe, bakery, dine-in restaurants, and dozens of modern apartments.
This is something our neighbors really been hungry for.
East Warren Avenue is among 11 micro-corridors where the city's seeing public-private investment and development in action right now.
We want to hear what you want to see, what you don't want to see.
Now, the streetscapes along East Warren are expected to be completed sometime next month. The East Warren Development Corporation says the improvements happened after a lot of community input.
And I'm sure you talked to a lot of people when you were out there. You got a sense of how invested the neighbors are with this project.
Yeah, and the good thing is that so many of them told me that they felt proud because they had a voice in it, and many of the new shop owners are from that community. So one other thing. I found this story on Food Truck Friday. So if you're interested in what's happening out at the East Warren area, you can go there until 7 o'clock tonight. Those food trucks will be out there.
Nice, nice. Yeah. All right, Devon.
Thank you.
The future of AI, a hefty topic, of course, up for discussion today, though, at the White House. President Biden meeting with the heads of 7 tech companies to map out safety, security, and transparency concerns as artificial intelligence becomes a growing part of our society. Alice Barr on Capitol Hill with more. Alice.
Good evening. Concerns about artificial intelligence are only growing as the presidential campaign takes off, with AI posing new threats as a powerful tool to spread misinformation.
Chicago Uniontown! From Hollywood writers and actors on strike to schools worried about cheating and deepfakes in politics, the quickly moving world of artificial intelligence is stirring up major concerns. Today at the White House, President Biden announcing voluntary commitments from 7 leading AI companies to improve safety, security, and transparency.
The companies have an obligation to make sure their technology is safe, before releasing it to the public.
The companies from Microsoft and Meta to Amazon and Google promising to invest in cybersecurity and committing to earn the public's trust, in part by finding ways to clearly label when content is AI generated, using things like a watermarking system. Already, there are examples online from a deepfake photo of former President Trump being arrested to a false AI-generated video of President Biden reinstating the draft. Fakes with the potential to spark real outrage with the 2024 presidential election on the horizon.
We should not allow any kind of artificial generation of video, photos, or voices from real individuals.
The president stressing the need to manage the risks already disrupting jobs and industries and to protect personal data online, while also unlocking AI's potential to address society's biggest challenges.
From cancer to climate change, and invest in education and new jobs.
The Biden administration working on an executive order and pressing Congress for new legislation to guide rapid innovation.
Lawmakers have been holding a series of hearings on the effects of AI on everything from the military to human rights as Congress weighs whether and how to step in. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Okay, Alice, the classified documents trial for former President Trump is going to take place before the next presidential election. A judge set a date of May 20th of next year for the trial involving the former president's handling of documents the feds say were found at his home in Mar-a-Lago. President Trump facing 37 counts, including 30 violations of the Espionage Act. Neither side is actually getting quite what they wanted with that trial date. Trump's team wanted the trial postponed until after the general election. Special counsel Jack Smith wanted it to start this December to be wrapped up before voting in next year's primary election.
New at 5.
We're talking about the possibility of a UPS strike. It could mean packages may not be delivered to your home, but it could have a major impact on the economy. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. We're going to break it all down tonight.
Hey, Hank, and if it seems like you're having a tougher time getting an appointment with your doctor or dentist, it's not your imagination. We look at the shortage of healthcare workers and how it's affecting people all across Michigan.